Hi and welcome to the latest in a series of videos in which I answer questions submitted by people like you. These are people who signed up to take the free course back in February, and I asked for common concerns and things that were stopping people from making their art. And 5 people, and probably more than 5, but the 5 I pulled out, Tracy, Rosemary, Jenny, Dorothea and Emily, were all hampered by the same common problem, which is perfectionism. The way Rosemary put it is perfect. She says, I can't get started because I'm too much of a perfectionist and I know it won't be good enough. What do I want to say about this? Perfectionism. Ooh, perfectionism. It's the bane of the artist, because I think perfectionism might be possible in a job we do that has set rules and guidelines and ways of doing things. Perhaps it's possible to be a perfect accountant, for example. Probably not possible to be a perfect anything, but near perfect accountant. You know what's supposed to be done. If you check and double check and you do it properly, you can get the numbers right. But painting, making art is not like that. So you can never get it perfect. I have been painting seriously since 2017 and fully involved in it since 2013. We're now in 2022, and I have not yet made a painting I consider to be perfect. I sell almost everything I make. I love lots of things that I make, but I haven't made anything that's perfect. I imagine I will be striving to make that perfect painting until the day they carry me out of here in a box. So I never had the idea that I could be perfect, and that's made it easier for me than it might be for you. Because if you are feeling like everything you do needs to be good, no wonder you don't want to start making art. No wonder you put off going into your workspace or getting out your paints. Why would you want to do that to yourself? You are destined for failure. And here's what I want to say to you. Is it possible for you to accept that 70 to 80% of what you do in the studio won't work? And by studio, I mean your dining room table, a corner of a bedroom, your garage, or your actual studio, wherever you work. Is it possible to accept that at least 50% of it won't work? Because that's my ratio. And that's the ratio of almost anyone I know who does this seriously. We make failures all the time. I have bad painting days all the time. I make things worse all the time. The reason it doesn't bother me is I know it's part of the process. Because the thing about art, to go back to the idea of accounting, the thing about art is there are no rules, there's no map. No one can tell you how to do this thing of making your own unique art, because no one's ever done it before you. So you're having to find the way as you go. And you have no idea where your journey will end. None of us do. In fact, it won't end, because you'll just keep going until you eventually die. But you have no idea where you're even trying to get to, except you want to make something you like. That's, I think, what we all want. I want to make something I feel proud of. That's possible. Perfectionism, not so much. But making something you're proud of, absolutely possible. But in order to get to it, you have to forget about perfectionism. You will never make something you like while you are desperately trying so hard to get it right. You will make things you like when you are freely using paint and materials without concern for cost, which I know is difficult, when you are willing to experiment, try things out, have some fun, just do what you feel like. Every now and then, something will pop out that you will love. You will just, and I can promise you that this can happen for you. You can see behind me, and I'm just going to lift this up so you can see a bit more. I have a notice board here behind me. And filling this notice board are cards and messages from former students of the Find Your Joy, either the free taster or the full course. And these cards often have the person's own artwork on. either a print or the actual artwork. And inside, they all talk about how they couldn't imagine what was going to happen for them when they took the course. And I'm not telling you that to boast. I'm telling you that to say, all these people, I can't move my finger in the right direction. All these people, they're no different to you. This is available to you too. That's the exciting thing. But all those people let go of perfectionism, and that's when things started to happen for them. So let's just dig in slightly quickly into why you might be feeling this perfectionism. It will come from something in childhood, usually does, and it might be not related to art. You might have this perfectionist streak running through everything in your life. But I think a lot of times when it comes to our art, it has to do with what we're making it mean if we make a bad painting. So if I make a bad painting, if I come in my studio and do something, it doesn't live up to my expectations, what I think that means is that was a bad painting day. I'll give it another go tomorrow. But what you think it means is I'm rubbish at this. I'm failure. I should never even have tried. I'm not talented enough to do this. And that matters because it's really important to you to be good at being an artist. It's really important. You want that. You really, really want that. And you really want that because you were born to be an artist. But what's getting in the way of you being one is that sense that you have to be perfect. If you can understand that failures and messes actually mean you are an artist, they actually mean you are talented, they mean you're doing it right, then you won't make them mean anything bad about you. And then they carry no weight and they can't hurt you. Then you're free to drop the perfectionism and to just see what might happen, to just see what's inside you. I would love if we can find out what's inside you that is being stifled by that sense of perfectionism. And that's you, Tracy, and you, Rosemary, and you, Jenny, and you, Dorothea, and you, Emily, and everybody else watching who has this feeling of, I don't want to get started because it won't be as good as it is in my head. Can you just say, this won't be as good as it is in my head. I know that. Now let's crack on and see what we can make. This is what the free Find Your Joy Taster course is all about. So I can't wait to get started with you on that. In the meantime, watch out for the next of these videos because each one of them is a topic that probably resonates with a lot of you. Thanks for the question, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.